Hello folks and welcome to another Rangers of Shadow Deep battle report. This time we're going to tackle Tar Varden, the upper levels.
And here we have a heroic party once again. Velantis at the front is a level 3 ranger, +3 fight and +3 shoot. Then we have Ashlyn, the conjurer. She knows the armor spell and the heal spell. Then Falco, the archer. Ray J, the swordsman there. And Talika, the knight at the back. For skills on Velantis, we have dash, parry, steady aim and focus, and he also knows the smoke spell. He also has 5 +1 arrows, which is worth mentioning, and Ashlyn has some silver hair, which he can burn to give Shadow Deep fighters -1 fight while they're engaged with her. So that might come in handy as well. We also have a Dremlock weed still on Falco, which we haven't used. We can kind of use that as a grenade at some point. Hasn't come up yet. While Velantis and his party are battered and bruised, the fight is not over. Whatever now rules this tower is likely to be on the upper level. While it is tempting to leave with the gains you have made, it would then be left to some other group to come and finish the job. And who knows what evil might be done in the meantime. Readying their weapons, they advance up the stairs to the roof of Tar Varden. Right, and here we are set up for Tar Varden, the upper levels. This is the roof of Tar Varden. So, it's a bit of an overview. Now on the outside there, these wooden areas, that's a rickety platform. If anybody takes damage while they're on that platform, they must make an acrobatics check. Target number 5, if they fail, they fall off the edge of Tar Varden, reduced to 0 health, and take no further part in the battle. Over here we have the deployment, so we have Ashlyn, Talika and Velantis starting. With Falco and Ray J, they'll be turning up at the beginning of turn 2. Right there. Enemies, we have a Shadow Deep archer just here. We have another one just here. And another one just here. And in the middle we have the big baddies. At least the nastiest enemy that we've come across so far. So we have a Shadow Deep sergeant there who is pretty nasty. We had to fight one of him in the last one. And right here we have a Shadow Knight. This big fella here. Now the Shadow Knights have got a bunch of health and they take half damage from any non-magical attacks. So he's going to be very difficult to take out. Now, just like the last one, this one, well, it does have an event phase, but it's slightly different. We don't draw an event card. Instead, there are some predetermined events that happen beginning of the end of turn 2, 4 and 6. But we'll go over them when we get to them. Without further ado, let's get this started with Ranger Phase, turn 1. Alright, so in the Ranger Phase, we are going to group activate. It's going to be Velantis, Talika and Ashlyn. And the first thing we have to do is movement. So, pre-measured this already. Velantis is going to move around to here. Try and get an angle on the Shadow Knight there. Talika, she's going to come around to here. And Ashlyn is just going to come to the doorway here. Right to there. Alright, so now Ashlyn will cast armor on Talika. She's going to act as our tank. Now, second actions for Talika and Velantis. Velantis will first take a shot at the Shadow Knight here. Now he's behind heavy cover, so he's going to have fight +8. And we are going to use one of our magic arrows, so shoot +4. And that's a miss. Shadow Knight avoids it. Now Talika's second action, she is just going to move in front of Velantis to about here to get in the way. We don't want this Shadow Knight to be able to engage us though, so right to there. Right, creature phase, starting with the most health, which is going to be this guy here. Now he can see Talika, so he's going to advance once to here, getting really close, and then again to about there. Now Talika will choose not to snap, because we do want to get another shot off him next turn. Now onto the Shadow Deep Sergeant here. He does not have any targets, so we're going to roll randomly to see where he moves. He will move just towards the pile a bit more, so he's just going to snuggle in. He's probably just throwing some more insults at this poor Tar Varden soldier there. Alright, so now over to the archers. Now I believe that this archer here does have line of sight to Velantis, so he'll take a shot at Velantis. So, shoot +2 versus fight +3. And Velantis will dodge that, only just, but he does avoid it. Now, The next Shadow Deep Archer, he looks like he's got line of sight to Talika there, past his friend. So it's going to be another shot. It's going to be fight +4, let's shoot +2. And the Shadow Deep Archer does hit, but it's not enough to do any damage because Talika has a lot of armor on. She's got the armor spell as well, so no effect there. And of course, the final Shadow Deep Archer, which I reckon just has line of sight to Talika there. However, she's going to have cover for this. So you know what? He's actually going to move to get a bit of a better shot, because that would make sense, right? So he moves over to here, and then takes a shot at her. So she doesn't have any cover now, but he did move. And she avoids that as well. So no harm done by the archers. Companion phase. We do not have anybody to activate because Ashlyn and Talika both activated in the Ranger phase. So let's go to Ranger phase, turn 2. And the first thing that happens actually is Ray J and Falco do turn up by the stairs here. So we're going to put Ray J here and Falco here, which is good because we need a little bit of extra support. Okay, so Ranger phase, turn 2. So we'll activate Velantis by himself because we want a clear shot at the Shadow Knight. He's just going to stand still and shoot an arrow, a magic arrow, at the Shadow Knight. So it's going to be shoot +4 versus fight +4. Come on, Velantis. Ooh, and that's a brutal blow. A total of 21 minus the Shadow Knight's armor of 12. So we're going to take 9 points of damage, reducing to 5 health. That might have been the blow that sways the battle in our favour. Awesome. Now to the creature phase, starting with, of course, the Shadow Knight. Now he is going to move in and engage Talika. And then, second action, he's going to have a swing. So we've got fight +4 versus fight +4. Come on, Talika, you can do it. Ooh, and she's taken some damage there. Talika's fumbled and the Shadow Knight's got a total of 20, which means 5 damage to Talika. Now let's see where this sergeant moves to. This time he's going to go backwards. So he's going to turn around and then just move over to here for his first action. And then that's it. Do nothing. Next turn though, he will have line of sight and he'll be able to start doing some stuff. Now we have the archers and they're basically going to do the same as they did last time. So this archer will have a shot at Velantis again. Same as before. And that's a miss. Pretty pathetic roll by both parties there. Now this archer, I think he just has line of sight through there to Velantis again. So same as last time. And Velantis avoids getting hit again. Now the final archer, who will take a shot through at Talika. And I think this time it's going to be soft cover because of the Shadow Knight there. And Talika's going to take some more damage. Ouch. Oh, that was a hefty hit. Talika's now on 2 HP. We need Ashlyn to come to the rescue. So, companion phase. So we're going to start with Ashlyn. I think she's actually just going to... yeah, she'll skirt around to here. Next to Velantis. And then cast heal on Talika to give us an extra 5 health, which is great. Now over to Ray J and Falco. So first we are going to activate Falco. And he is going to move around to here and then take a shot at this pesky archer here. Actually, scratch that. We are going to go after the sergeant because if we don't kill him, he's going to come and murder us. So, Falco, shoot +2 versus sergeant's shoot, fight +4. He moved. And, unfortunately, we've missed. Now, over to Ray J. Now, he doesn't have enough movement to get into combat in one move, so he's just going to move twice and come and help out Talika to give that sweet assist. And of course, now it's going to be Talika versus the Shadow Knight. Now it's fight +6 versus this fight +4. Cross our fingers. Hopefully Talika doesn't die. Come on. Oh, that's not good. That Shadow Knight just wins by 1 point. And she's back down to 2 health. Luckily for that armor spell. So event phase turn 2. The heroes see a flame spring up in the distance. They realise that the neighbouring beacon tower of Tar Varden has been lit. But instead of a traditional orange light, it glows with a phantasmal green fire.
strikes dread into their hearts and they have to make a will roll, or they'll become poisoned. The target number is 10. If you become poisoned, you will lose an action till the end of the game, which is very terrifying. So let's start with Velko. Come on, buddy. 18, he's fine, he's not poisoned. Now Ray J. 20, where are these on the attack rolls? You are no longer you are not poisoned either. Ashlyn. 19, we're rolling well on this. She's not poisoned. Velantis, come on, buddy. He's not poisoned either. And finally, Talika, are you poisoned? No, so we got out of that one without getting poisoned, which is great. We really needed the help. We've got to take this knight down ASAP. Ranger phase, turn 3. We are going to group activate with Ray J and Talika. We need to end this Shadow Knight right now. So, first action, Velantis is going to move to engage it. And that's going to give him +4 fight. Now, we are going to use our focus attack to give us another +5. So Velantis is on fight +12 versus its fight +4. And it's a good roll from the Shadow Knight, but that is not enough. So it was a total of 28 there. The Shadow Knight has 12 armor, so he took 16 points of damage, which was halved, down to 8, but he only had 5 left, and is being destroyed. So the Shadow Knight flickers and fades away. Alright, well that was unexpected, killing it on the first hit, which means that we have wasted an action on Talika and Ray J because of the group activation, but that's fine. We are going to advance them forward. Now Talika is quite wounded, so we don't want her to get shot. She's going to move up 5 to here. And then to ensure she doesn't get shot, we're going to have Ray J valiantly stand in front of her. She's done the same for him many times. And that's going to be them. Creature phase, turn 3, starting with the surgeon here. Now he can see Velko, so he turns and then advances up once to here, and then a second time to here, closing in on Velko. Okay, now to the archers. This archer over here, he is once again going to shoot at Velko. So shoot +2 versus 5 +2, and no harm done there. Now this archer here will shoot this time at Ray J. So 5 +2 versus shoot +2 versus 5 +4. And draw, which means no harm done. And the last archer at Ray J now. So the same as before. Shoot +2 versus 5 +4. And no harm done again. These archers have not been effective just yet. Companion phase, turn 3, starting with the mighty Velko. Now he is going to have a shot at this Snow Sergeant here. We are going to move afterwards, which gives him a +1 fight. So it's shoot +2 versus shoot 5 +4. Nice. So Velko just stuck one through his eye slit. Took him down to 4 health left, inflicting 8 points of damage. What a shot. Now his second action, going to be a little bit daring here. We are going to move in to engage. And this is the setup for the next turn. Now we have Ashlyn. She will move into combat with the first one. Actually, her first action, she is going to burn her silver hair, which will give all Shadow Deep minions -1 fight. Now in the rulebook it actually says nulls. And in this mission from the beginning, these are actually meant to be nulls, but I wanted to use some cool models. So effectively for this battle, it will affect the sergeant here and also the archers. So while they are in combat with Ashlyn, they will be at -1 fight. So we're setting up for next turn. So she's going to burn the silver hair with one action, and then she's going to move in to engage that sergeant. Ranger phase, turn 4. Now, unfortunately, we're just out of range to group activate with anybody. I probably should have thought about that last turn. So it's just Velantis by himself. Now, we need to deal with this guy. So, simply, just going to move into combat to here. And then second action, take a swing. Now, we do have +2, +4 from gang up. Just going to give Velantis fight +7. So Velantis is actually going to lose and take 5 points of damage, but I am going to use my once per game parry ability to ignore everything. It's plus 10. Now onto the creature phase for turn 4. First thing's going to happen, Sergeant is going to take a swing and lowest health. So this is a tie between Falco and Ashlyn. So I'm going to have it be Falco. So that's going to be fight. Plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Falco and 3 for the Sergeant. Oh no. And that is awful. Falco takes a massive blow from the two-handed weapon. It's going to just take him straight out. That was a disaster. Now this archer, this time at Talika, she's not engaged. Now it is going to be heavy cover there, so it's unlikely to hit. And Talika with her bonuses will avoid getting hit. The next archer, here, shooting at Ray J again. So it's shoot plus 2 versus 5 plus 4. And Ray J avoids taking any damage, so this is good. And of course, this last archer, once again, shooting across at Ray J. So it's the same thing as before. Ray J easily dodges that. Companion phase, turn 4. Losing Falco was definitely not ideal. We've really got to take that sergeant out and then take these archers out. I reckon Talika, he's going to come around to here to engage the sergeant, and then she's going to have a swing. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 5 versus 3, plus 3. And with all the bonuses Talika has stacked up, it's enough to fell the Shadow Deep Sergeant. Ugh. Now Ray J, he is going to engage this archer here by moving once, and then again, right up, and attack him over the wall next turn. And that does it for turn 4. Actually, in the event phase at the end of turn 4, another green light flares up into the sky. Velantis realizes that it's Tor Hamel, and it's also been lit with a phantasmal green fire. It fills the heroes' hearts with dread once again, and now they all must make a will roll target number 12 or suffer -2 fight to the rest of the scenario. This is brutal, we really need to succeed these. Start with Ray J. 4. Oh no, he's at -2 fight until the end of the scenario. Now Velantis. Believe he's okay. So yes, Velantis does have +4 will, so he just succeeds. Now Ashlyn. She fails also, oh no. And Talika, don't fail Talika. Passes with a 20, so that could have gone better. But we've just got archers left to deal with. So hopefully this could be a good round. Ranger phase, turn 5. Velantis will activate along with Ashlyn and Talika. Now, first moves. Velantis is going to come to here. Just so we have out a line of sight of this guy. So we don't want him to be able to shoot us. Ashlyn's going to come to here. And Talika is going to come also to here. So we're just stacking up behind that cover so they can't get seen by this archer. Now, Velantis will use his second action to have a shot at that archer there. The odds are stacked against him here because the archer is behind heavy cover and Velantis moved. So it's an extra +5 for a total of +7 fight. However, Velantis will use his focus shot to give him another +5 on his shoot. He's already used his melee one, but he can use his shoot one. So he's going to have shoot of 8 now. So it's 7 versus 8. Velantis has done it. Okay, so Velantis was actually at +9 there, so this archer's light armor's kept him alive on 1 health. Unfortunately, we didn't one-shot him, but that was pretty damn good. Creature phase, turn 5. Now this archer will attack first. He's going to shoot back at Velantis here. So he's looking, and Velantis loses, but that's not enough to get through his armor, so no harm done. Now, this archer here, he does not have a target, so he cannot see Ray J past there, and he can't see Velantis and the rest of the crew. So he's going to hop over this wall to get line of sight to here. Now he can see Ray J, and of course Ray J is engaged, but it doesn't actually say if they shoot into combat, but I'm going to say they do because they don't really care. about each other. They're evil creatures. So it's going to be a randomization. So basically, it's going to be a 50-50 chance to hit either of these. Now, I am going to be a little bit generous here because this archer is actually behind the wall there. So I'm going to say on a 1 to 13, it hits Ray J, and otherwise it hits that archer. So let's see what happens. So it will hit Ray J. Okay, so Ray J versus the archer. Ray J avoids that skillfully with a 19, easily, no damage. Now, this archer here will attack Ray J. Okay, so it's fight +1 versus fight +2 only because he failed his check, will check. And Ray J wins. That is great. So he's going to take a chunk out of the archer. Now finally onto companion phase for turn 5, and it's just a rematch between Ray J and this archer. So it's fight +2 versus fight +1. Come on Ray J, another good roll. And it is a good roll, which, it's going to be a draw though. So that's 16 all, which means they're both going to take damage. Ray J's going to go down to 7 health left, and this Shadow Deep Archer is being defeated. Just enough to kill him. Alright, so at the end of turn 5, if the Shadow Knight was still alive, he would attempt to destroy this soldier, cutting his guts and spilling his blood all over this woodpile, and then light this flame, and it would have been a green phantasmal flame. But Velantis has managed to destroy the Shadow Knight, which means that is not going to happen. We still, to succeed completely in the scenario, need to kill this archer right here, and of course this one here. Ranger phase, turn 6. So Velantis will activate along with Talika and Ashlyn. Now, Velantis is just within range to be able to move up and engage him with his first action, which is really good. So he's going to be placed here. Now, Talika will follow. She's going to move her first action. We're just going to do her second action now. And that is going to be able to take her engage like that. Now let's just go back and do Ashlyn's first action. She's just going to move around to here to try and help out Ray J soon. Alright, now Velantis attacking this archer here with the support of Talika. So it's going to be fight +5. Alright, come on Velantis, you can do this. Ugh. Alright, so the archer doesn't actually do any damage to Velantis, but we unfortunately fail to finish him off. And now, second action for Ashlyn. She is going to move around to here. A little bit closer. Creature phase, turn 6. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. Okay, so this archer will attack the lowest health, which is Talika. So, fight +1 versus 4, 5, 6. Fight +6. That, Talika skewers him through the face and he falls dead. And then there was one, the last archer, takes aim at Ray J because he's on the lowest health. Now you just need to not die, Ray J. And he does not die. Parries the arrow away, he's unharmed. Now finally, onto the companion phase for turn 6. And the only thing left to do is for Ray J to move into combat here. And then try and end the life of this poor archer. But Ray J, overwhelmed with dread, has to have -2 fight. So it's fight +2 for Ray J versus fight +1 for the archer. Come on, Ray J. And he's done some damage. Not enough to kill him, but that's a good start. Ranger phase, turn 7. Velantis will activate along with Talika. Now, they're first going to move once each, the first actions, here, and Velantis is a lot speedier to here. And second actions to here, and Velantis around to here, closing in on that last archer. Creature phase, turn 6. Of course, this last archer will try again to kill Ray J. Stay alive, Ray J, stay alive. Ooh, he does stay alive and doesn't take any damage, but we need you to do better than that. Companion phase, turn 6. We will start with Ashlyn. She is going to move up and engage this archer here, leaving some room for Velantis and possibly Talika next turn. And then she will have an attack at this guy here. Now, she does have -2 because she's filled with dread as well, which means that she's got a fight +0 normally, but Ray J's providing a +2. So it's fight +2 versus fight +1. Come on, Ashlyn, can you finish him off? And an 18. That will do it. So, Ashlyn, once again, proving that she's not just good at magic, destroys the last Shadow Deep Archer, and with that, Velantis and his companions are successful in the mission. They make their way to the woodpile here, help this soldier down. They prevented him from getting burnt alive, and of course, from Tar Varden getting overrun by the evil forces of Shadow Deep. The soldier thanks them, and then they return to the kingdom to report what's gone on here, bringing the soldier as witness. Now that scenario went pretty well. We only lost Falco, definitely could have been a lot worse. Talika got really lucky, not dying from the Shadow Knight, but Ashlyn's armor spell, like always, saved the day. And of course, that huge hit that Velantis inflicted on the Shadow Knight early on really allowed us to overcome him quickly. And now, the dreaded injury roll for Falco. 13, he escapes unscathed. Now for that scenario, we did make 59 experience points, which will actually put Velantis up a level. So he's going to go to level 4, which will give us a new heroic ability. Now I think what's going to be very useful for us is skill Hand of Fate. So we're going to take that. That means once per game, we can reroll any roll we want. There's been a lot of times that would have been useful in the past, so I think that's what we're going to take. Now, Ashlyn, she's accrued 10 companion points, which means she goes up a level and she's going to receive an extra +1 health. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this Rangers of Shadow Deep battle report. There's more to come. Join us for the next one, where Velantis and his companions delve further into Shadow Deep. If you did like the content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's plenty more videos coming up, and I really hope you can join us for some of those. Until then, take it easy, have fun, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.